Lawmakers in the Senate have failed to reach a bipartisan agreement on the Clarity Act ahead of the May 14 Senate Banking Committee markup. The bill, which aims to bring clarity to the U.S. digital asset market, is now at a critical juncture. The Clarity Act is a broad legislative framework that would establish federal oversight of the crypto industry for the first time. It seeks to define which assets fall under the jurisdiction of the SEC and which are subject to the CFTC. This is important because the lack of clear regulatory boundaries has led to years of disputes between the two agencies. Under the proposed structure, the SEC would regulate most initial token sales treated as digital asset securities, while the CFTO would oversee spot trading of digital commodities once they reach a certain level of decentralization. Payment stablecoins would be subject to a mix of Federal Reserve and state supervision. The bill passed the House in July 2025 by a 294 to 134 bipartisan vote, but has since stalled twice. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. In the Senate, despite bipartisan support in the House, the Senate has struggled to finalize the bill. Senator Cynthia Lames, one of the key figures behind the legislation, stated that the bill is almost 99% sorted out, but the remaining 1% proved to be the deciding factor. The main point of contention has been the inclusion of stronger ethics language demanded by Democrats. Specifically, the bill currently lacks any provision that would prohibit government officials and their families from profiting from crypto investments. This omission has drawn criticism from several prominent senators, including Elizabeth Warren, Kirsten Gillibrand, and Adam Schiff. The concern is that without such language, the bill could be seen as favoring industry insiders or allowing conflicts of interest to persist. The Clarity Act is seen as a foundational piece of legislation that could shape the future of crypto regulation in the U.S. if passed. It would provide a clear regulatory framework for digital assets, helping to reduce ambiguity and prevent regulatory arbitrage. However, the failure to secure a final agreement in the Senate raises questions about the bill's future. The House version passed with broad support, but the Senate's inability to agree on key provisions could delay or even derail the bill altogether. With the May 14 markup approaching, the pressure is mounting for a compromise. The stakes are high for both the crypto industry and the broader financial system. A successful passage of the Clarity Act could bring much-needed regulatory clarity, encouraging innovation and investment in digital assets. On the other hand, if the bill, most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Fails, it could leave the U.S. behind in the global race to regulate crypto effectively. The absence of a clear regulatory framework also leaves room for regulatory fragmentation and uncertainty, which can deter institutional investors and stifle growth. The next signal to watch is whether the Senate Banking Committee will proceed with the markup despite the unresolved issues, or if the bill will be postponed until a compromise is reached. The outcome of these negotiations will determine whether the Clarity Act moves forward or faces another delay.